Hey guys. All right, I know you guys didn't. Huh, that's weird. There's usually a thing right there. Um, I know you guys didn't know that I was gonna go live tonight. I didn't really know if I was gonna go live tonight, but there's a reason. Um, I'm just gonna get on Facebook real quick and let everyone know that I'm live. Okay. I have another video uploading from earlier. All right, I'm gonna post that I'm live. And I'm basically calling it a kind of an emergency broadcast because it really is. Just, I think there's a very big possibility that uh, things could be taking a turn, and we just have to be prepared. So, can't say that I am completely, but God willing. All right, now we're going to share this with as many people as I can. Click. We kind of have some news for Faith First as well. Like, I'm gonna go offline on all my stuff because I'm not gonna take anything. I got $4 DoorDash today. I think it was probably because I had to turn one down and they were being petty because of it. So it did finish uploading. So see, there's another one. We're gonna get into this real soon. Real quick here. Oh, actually, I like the picture for that. Okay. Mine's being stupid. Hey guys! Alright, Base Force Farm and Homestead here. Got some things figured out. Alright, that's obviously the video that I did earlier. Alright, I'm gonna take this because I have some stuff I'm gonna grid out. One of the reasons why I decided to do a live tonight is because I was contemplating, but this is one particular video that changed my mind. It made me like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna do a live because I want you guys to be prepared, and we're trying. Okay, so might as well get right into it. This is the video that steered me to a live tonight. Full Spectrum, it's American National Crisis. He doesn't usually do an extra video, but he did an extra video. Full Spectrum Survival, New Domestic Attack, American National Crash.
Welcome up, everybody. We have a lot going on today. This is Full Spectrum Survival.
New Domestic Attack targets their listening, and Trump warns on ceasefire.
Usually I don't bring you extra broadcasts like this, but I feel like you and your family have a right to know what is happening. That's the only way you're going to get ready for what is coming throughout the rest of this year. We have a ceasefire that is maybe meant to collapse. There's information coming out right now that
I'm pretty sure it will. It's like
Iran, America, and by proxy Israel was meant to do nothing more than allow the United States of America to, one, test NATO to see who our allies really were, and two, to move and position ourselves more fully into the Middle East so that we can wipe this country out once and for all. Over and over again, we are seeing military leadership say that this is nothing more than a pause. This is a temporary,
and I knew that's what it was
going to be. To make it so that the United States of America can re-engage.
Now I'm going to work on my grid.
Now,
and then I'll talk to you guys about that in a bit.
Venezuela, we made a grave mistake in that regard.
Oh,
we expected to be able to come in, wipe out their leadership, and the rest of the country would turn over. They would say, "You're right. We're not going to take this anymore. We will install a westernized government, and we will reassimilate to the rest of the world." But we have allowed almost 50 years of zealousy and extreme religious ideology to brainwash an entire country and populace into a direction that they will fight to the death of every single mother, father, and child in that country against the values of the United States of America. Israel and Trump have both said that they will never allow a nuclear enriched Iran. Both of these countries have now presented a case.
We're just going to tear these out
militarily inside of that nation. We have seen Pete Hegseth, Payne, and Cooper all discuss this was going to happen one way or the other. Now, Israel continued their attacks on a country that I can't name, but I have some information about here. This country got blacklisted off of YouTube if you even bring up the name, but it starts with an L. If you even bring up the name, it doesn't go out there. Iraqi officials on today, they condemned Israeli airstrikes against this name-withheld country that has killed dozens, maybe even hundreds of individuals. They warned that these attacks by Israel jeopardize a fragile ceasefire agreement that involves Iran and
all of you have to do.
The Iraqi government spokesperson said in a statement that the government expresses its condemnation of what they call brutal attacks
to be ready.
Zionist occupation army that had been committed against civilians in a number
of self-sufficient
cities. The Israeli government has continued their aggressive approach that seeks to perpetuate conflict, and this is evidenced by hostile plans to sabotage the truce. Now, you already saw oil go down as soon as this ceasefire was brought up, and then it started creeping back up. We have replaced the freedom of navigation inside of the Strait of Hormuz with a now heavily taxed navigation that Iran has the ultimate say-so which countries can go and which countries cannot. They have to pay by cryptocurrency or by the Chinese currency, completely bypassing
I
the
don't
United
have
States
red
dollar.
in a highlighter.
This plan was perpetrated by the
You don't
Chinese,
usually get red
by
in a
the Russians,
highlighter.
and it is a plan
I have
to
blue.
devalue not just the United States of
I'm doing
America,
something.
to deplete our ability to fight militarily, but also to make it so that other countries can rise to power. Russia recently said that they are welcoming in a new world order. The Chinese government has said that the United States of America is a dog without teeth, that it's obvious, according to military strategists, that we cannot sustain a fight, that our nation and our citizens are not ready to see through something that the government believes in. I'm going to remind you that we had decades of religious ideology inside of Iran that changed it from a rather progressive country into one where if you do not do what you are told to, you're picked up in the middle of the night and taken out. Now, they tried to do the same thing that they have done inside of Somali, Minnesota, inside of Islamic Tampa, Florida, Islamic Dallas, Texas, California, and other counties across our country. They tried to do this in China. I'll take you back a couple of years in which China was rounding up certain religious groups, putting them into camps, re-educating them, and basically putting them into slave labor. If you did not assimilate with the Chinese culture and the Chinese way of life, including what the government ideas were, you were an enemy of the state. And here in the United States of America, we see a very similar picture presenting itself. My issue is that they will turn that eye to a much wider blanket, and the enemy of the state will not just be those who do not want to assimilate with Western ideologies and values, but it will be those who do not want to play into the greater corrupted, greedy economic game. So every homesteader, prepper, survivalist, according to some on the political left,
You know what? I'm going to use a pen for this first.
Terror investigation.
I'll show you what I'm doing in a minute.
Coming out of this broadcast, just how they're going to listen into you inside of your house. In economic news, the U.S.
Listen to this.
Free fall.
I'll turn this so you guys can see the TV.
Of their former worth. This is as owners finally admit that a post-COVID world will never return to how it was before. From Chicago to Denver to Washington, D.C., one-time high-priced, high-rise buildings are being unloaded at discounts that would have never been thinkable just a few years ago. Some cases, they fetch 90% less than their official value. One example, Chicago. Developer Mark Calabria picked up a 500,000 square foot office property for $4 million. A steep fall from its $70 million it sold for roughly a decade ago, marking a 94% knockdown. Now, the United States of America is forcing a reconfiguration of the global economy right now, as evident in Hungary, where the process is being visible of Hungary agreeing to buy from the United States through J.D. Vance, the vice president to our country. They are agreeing to buy 500,000 tons of oil for approximately $500 million. Now, the officials that are speaking on this asked not to be named because they cannot officially represent the country. But we see what is happening. Researchers are warning that the fiber optic cables that go into the rooms and houses of millions of homes across the USA are now surveillance tools that are used for operations by the U.S. government. This disturbing
that was their whole purpose with the fiber optic cable.
Privacy questions for millions of Americans. They presented this information at NDS 2026, and they showed that standard fiber-to-home fiber optic cabling, the same ones installed in millions and millions of homes directly into rooms and in offices across our country, are now turned into powerful surveillance tools. They used commercially available off-the-shelf technology known as distributed acoustic sensing. They demonstrated how the detection of tiny vibrations caused from sound emitting
I'm
inside of
having to
a room
use salt water on
can
my
be
teeth,
algorithmically
but it's Redmond's real salt and
reconstructed
hot water
to hear
from the faucet.
intelligible speak, and it can be data logged and filtered through at another time. The 1970s, 80s, 2000s prepper and survivalist had it right. You have to go completely off the grid. No cell phone, no fiber optic cable, no landline service to your house. Antenna television, maybe satellite imagery, satellite internet if you do not want the fiber optic cables listening in on your house. But then that needs to get shut away in a Faraday box. Maybe have an internet room that you can go into and turn it on and off. It seems like they're setting up for something big across our country. And if you look at what happened during the techno mafia institution into military political leadership, remember, they just turned tech groups into military leaders.
There's
If you
that.
look at that one instance, you can see the
I'm being
direction that this is
decorative
going.
right
It
now.
wasn't a year ago that the U.S. military bases announced that they were using
Quite
artificial
decorative, actually.
intelligence to watch in a 4 to 5 mile radius around the
Hi,
base.
Mandy. I hope your
Let
internet
AI
doesn't
determine whether
cut
you were a
out
potential
in and
target
out too
of domestic
much.
terror against that military base. It will not be long until every American citizen is put under extreme scrutiny. Now, for me and my family, I'm okay living as a cockroach because I think that this is how we're supposed to live. You're supposed to grow some of your own food. You're supposed to get out to a range and keep up your
like his
constitutional right to
ideology.
defend yourself. You are supposed to have the ability to shut your mouth when forced with presentable questions by officials. You have the right to freedom inside of this country. Well, folks, I'm going to keep bringing you information today. Please make sure that you check back this afternoon. I have a lot more broadcasts coming out for you. It's not often that we're going to bring out so much video, but I think that you have a right to know what's going on. From my family to yours, please stay safe and keep watch.
There's a movement sweeping the globe. People are stepping back from their fast-paced, convenience-driven lives and are really wanting to learn how to take part once again in growing food and enjoying this beautiful planet of ours. There's only one problem. Not everyone has access to land that they can till and turn into a garden or food forest, but something that many of us do have is a
I
small
do
balcony
like
or
this
porch,
channel.
or
I've
even
started
something
watching
like
this channel a lot. It's called
live
More
in
Than
the country.
Farmers.
I grew up on a
I'm
farm.
learning a lot
Parents
out of
taught me to
this,
garden and
actually.
take care of animals, but one thing I hear over and over again is, I can't do what you're doing because I don't have land. So this year I decided that on top of my other gardening, I'm going to turn my porch into a garden and learn all the tricks of container gardening.
But okay. We'll do. I think I'm gonna start doing some videos to cover
Look,
that kind
Robin,
of stuff.
We have a lot going on today. This is
We're gonna get into some more full spectrum.
I've got a red alert here, folks, for
This
you.
was
A
this
drone strike.
afternoon.
I've got a red alert here, folks, for you. A drone strike that hit a critical section of Saudi Arabia's east-west oil pipeline raised fresh concerns in the last 12 hours about the stability of global energy infrastructure. The attack targeted a pumping station along a 1,200-kilometer pipeline, which is vital in its route to carry crude oil from the Persian Gulf to the Red Sea. Now, this pipeline is important because it allows Saudi Arabia to bypass the Strait of Hormuz. Reports are indicating that the damage at the pipeline will stop it from being operational soon. The timing of this is very difficult to ignore. The strike happened after the ceasefire. Global markets are watching this, and you're probably going to see only reactionary events from it soon. Now, France is also moving to rapidly rebuild their military strength, and they are doing this because there is a vote of no confidence in the United States of America's ability here. Now, let me step you back a moment. The USA didn't do anything. Yes, we knocked out multiple positions, but as far as real world change, all we did is show China that we cannot sustain a fight.
So noisy.
We showed Iran that we will not sustain fight. And after recent problems that we had as a country in Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan, now in Iran, the enemies to the great United States of America are looking at us and they're saying we can take you. So we do have a lot of people that are going against our country. Let's go ahead and talk about some of what is happening, including these reported violations from the Iranians. This is the Speaker of the Iranian or Islamic Republic of Iran's parliament. He says that these violations already happened, that the President of the United States clearly stated that the proposal is a workable basis to negotiate. However, non-compliance in the first clause, which is regarding the ceasefire in Lebanon, they're saying that Israel's continued attacks of Lebanon basically break the ceasefire. Also, the entry of an intruding drone into Iranian airspace breaks the ceasefire. And the denial of Iran's right to enrichment breaks the ceasefire. Google proved that they are able to manipulate human thought and social patterns of behavior with language models. Now, I don't know if you've seen this. I'm sure you have. How many websites, X.com posts, Truth posts, everything you've seen has now been co-opted by AI. Everything is long dashes and emojis. Well, they just proved that they can make entire societies switch if they can get enough of them seeing what they put out.
The president's red lines, namely the end of Iranian enrichment in Iran, have not changed. And the idea that President Trump would ever accept an Iranian wish list as a deal is completely absurd. The president will only make a deal that serves in the best interests of the United States of America. And he is a negotiating team will focus on effort over the next 2 weeks. So long as the Strait of Hormuz remains open with no limitations or delays. These extraordinarily sensitive and complex negotiations will take place behind closed doors over the course of the next 2 weeks. I would strongly advise the media against running with narratives that have.
Now, this is important. Donald Trump and the Trump administration to the USA right now just made note that if you are posting headlines as a news outlet that are in opposition of America's goals for national security, that includes military forces, if you're in opposition of those goals, you're potentially acting criminally and against the interests of the United States of America. We're talking potential treason charges here.
Jeez. Have no basis in fact. What Iran says publicly or feeds to all of you in the press is much different than what they communicate to the United States, the president, and his team privately. Never underestimate President Trump's ability to successfully advance America's interests and broker peace. President Trump has a proven track record of achieving good deals on behalf of the United States and the American people, and he will only accept one that puts America.
Here's Netanyahu speaking more on enrichment.
And as for the enriched material, which still remains in Iran, and just like as senior officials in the Trump administration have said, this material, the enriched uranium, will completely come out of Iran, and it will be done either by agreement or by renewing the war. And as for the enriched material,
so here the prime minister to Israel says that as Donald Trump has promised the world, the existing enriched uranium, the material, will come out of Iran. That is a red line. Whether we send troops in to get it, we level the entire nation and we take it out, or whether they willingly pass it off to a country like Russia, it will come out of the nation. Now,
there's a lot going on. There's been a lot going on, but
happy about where we are. I think the president has struck a good deal for the American
absolutely
people.
Have to be
the Iranians have got to take the next step.
I found a rainwater barrel. A barrel that I can use for at least a tank,
we have a lot of options to get right back into the,
I don't know how many gallons it is. It might be 15 to 20 gallons. If that's the case, then that means I would have 35 to 40 gallon tanks.
The United States of America, we are immediately.
I would have
social
up to 35 to 40 gallon
Taiwan opposition leader
tanks
in China on what they call
that would hold 35 to 40 gallon
for peace.
文访问大陆，中共中央台办主任宋涛也
All right, let's move on, folks. Despite a 2-week ceasefire news, North Sea crude oil prices will continue to soar, according to reports. Listen to what Zelensky has to say.
So we are allies. And I think that American people have to understand we are allies. You're allies in Europe. And where now the war doesn't have distance, when the drones already attack you in thousands of kilometers, not hundreds, it's about thousands already. Believe me, 1, 2, 3 years, drone will attack 10,000, 20,000 kilometers with engines, reactive engines. Everything will be working.
This is a soft warning by Zelensky, the Ukrainian leader of which we have given billions of your tax-paying money to, saying that these drones are coming for American soil and that Ukraine is America's ally in this regard. Now, I see the military-industrial complex biting all over this.
On February 28th, the President of the United States ordered the Joint Force to execute Operation Epic Fury with the direction to accomplish 3 distinct military objectives: destroy Iran's ballistic missile and drone capabilities, destroy the Iranian Navy, and destroy their defense industrial base to ensure that Iran cannot reconstitute the ability to project power outside their borders. Over the course of 38 days of
I like how this
combat
is looking.
operation,
I'll show
the
you.
Joint
Right.
Force achieved the
Hi,
military objectives
Represent!
defined by the President.
Get on,
Now,
say
listen
hi,
to
let me
the
know
top
where you're
US general,
from.
one of them saying that we are right now in only a pause with this war.
We
Yeah, and I
welcome
figured
the
that.
ongoing ceasefire, and as the Secretary said, we hope that Iran chooses a lasting peace. But as Secretary Hegseth said, let us be clear, a ceasefire is a pause, and the Joint Force remains ready if ordered or called upon to resume combat operations.
So this is a pause, according to Kane there. This pause may not last. This is part of that Israeli strike on Lebanon, folks. Again, in line with YouTube's guidelines here, we are showing nothing that involves a fatality. This is just the destruction of this conflict that continues to take place. You can just see the sheer amount here of destruction that continues to happen with building debris flying. Iran has told their mediators that they will only now allow a certain number of ships to
Chloe,
pass
I don't
through
know
the
if
strait,
you're
and
one
each
of the
one
ones that's
them
on or not,
will pay a
but
tax. The Honda CEO has warned that prices have to go up because there's no
you guys
chance
said you were
that
gonna start
national
watching the
brands
channel.
can compete with China.
I know, that's why I asked. Look, and I wanted also to call you to check.
This is a meeting between Peter, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Hungary, with the Minister of Foreign Affairs in Russia, Sergei Lavrov, and in which they're saying that they've been able to gather information behind the back of the United States of America. Folks, we have a big national security problem here. I'm concerned with what we're going to see this week. Please make sure that you're subscribed here, Full Spectrum Survival on YouTube. Share this video with friends and family and hype it. My family is going to continue to scroll for you and yours, so you don't have to spend your day doing that. Thank you guys for everything that you do. From mine to yours, please stay safe and keep watch.
Okay. More than farmers again. I love their channel. We're gonna go down to I didn't really watch theirs much. Oh, yeah, 2. Okay. Well, this is what I just saw pop up, so we're gonna cover this one. This is
So I didn't plan on doing a video today.
Eastern
but I
Church
had
and
to
Synagogue
because I need to
attacks.
Put out a warning.
Richie from Boston.
This is a really good day for a false flag because they're talking about setting churches and synagogues on fire. And wouldn't that be convenient because nobody supports what Trump is doing? This would bring everybody around now, wouldn't it? I mean, this warning is on all fronts, absolutely everywhere, and it's for churches and synagogues. Isn't that strange, huh? It's a weird thing. But again, they've set us up perfectly.
I'll show
for
you guys
this.
my artwork
This
in a minute.
entire setup in the Strait of Hormuz is perfect. This is how you accomplish.
I'm being
a
artsy
great
on my
reset. This is how you
grid
get your
that I'm
Agenda
gonna do.
2030. And then on top of those, you stack the New World Order. It's incredible. So with that being said, for those that don't recall, I'm going to pop a video up that is on a website called, I don't know what it's called. Oh, Alt C Censored. And all my old videos are up there, which is really, really crazy for me to see. But whatever. Be ready, because when it happens, or if it happens, you'll understand that this is all contrived. They need support. They want to go to war. They want to bring in their New World Order, and they will. They are, because most people still don't see what it's all about. I was called a libtard yesterday. A libtard. Yeah, my response was the only retards are people that still think the left and right are a thing. Left and right, same bird, same agenda. At any rate, here we go. So let's go all the way back to 2016 when I was trying to warn you what Easter actually was. Shall we? A lot of people have been saying Happy Easter. And of course, I have to burst that bubble because you see this wacky lady right here with the clawed feet standing on top of a two-headed lion tiger with two owls beside her. That's Esther.
We'll
She's
get
a
into some other
Sumerian
things in a
goddess.
little bit.
And this is going to totally ruin Easter, but it's the truth. Sorry, but I digress.
Season of the year for many people. Warm, sunny days, the earth springing forth with new life. Flowers, budding trees, baby animals, all seem to joyfully announce that the long, cold winter is over.
And that's exactly why every time this year they do stuff like this. You see what I mean? But I digress.
No other springtime custom encapsulates these celebrations of new life quite better. From baby animals to Easter eggs and Easter egg hunts to Sunday services and more, Easter community fun. Sunday is the highlight of the Roman Catholic liturgical year. The resurrection of Jesus Christ is celebrated. According to your catechism,
Easter is not simply one feast among others, but the feast of feasts, the solemnity of solemnities, just as the Eucharist is the sacrament of sacraments, the great sacrament. Saint Athanasius calls Easter the Great Sunday, and the Eastern churches call Holy Week the Great Week, the mystery of the resurrection in which Christ crushed death.
Origins of Easter, however, reveal that it flows directly from ancient paganism. Shortly after the flood,
I've heard this before.
Reestablished idolatry in the earth. After his death, the original sun god was called the Queen of Heaven. Cultures continued the idolatry of these original pagans under different names. To the Egyptians, Artemis was Isis. To the Babylonians, she was Beltis, consort to the god Bel. To the Canaanites, she was Astarte. The Assyrians called her Ishtar. If these goddesses involved occult fertility practices, these degrading rites were practiced even by the Israelites when in apostasy. Yahuwah clearly denounced any Israelite involvement in these pagan celebrations.
See what they do in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. The children gather wood, the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough to make cakes for the Queen of Heaven. And they pour out drink offerings to other gods, that they may provoke me to anger. He said to me, again, and you will see greater abominations than they are doing. So he brought me to the door of the gate of Yahuwah's house. To find it well, we're living there for 2 moons.
Now, all these names look really familiar, don't they? We hear them all the time. Yesterday, they dropped the Moabites, onto ISIS. They told us it was because of the Taliban, but apparently overnight it turned into ISIS. This is what they do. These are their sacrifices. But I digress.
Modern Easter has no basis in the pure religion of heaven. All of its traditions are pagan. Rabbits and dyed Easter eggs symbolize fertility. Hot cross buns were the cakes offered to the Queen of Heaven. The 40 days of weeping for Tammuz are now the 40 days of Lent leading up to Easter.
Yeah.
Services were performed by priests to honor the sun god. Celebration of Easter does not honor the death and resurrection of the Savior. Participation in pagan practices honors Satan. No amount of renaming it by Christian names can purify Easter of its pagan origins. Easter is much more than a pagan impostor pretending to be Christian and lurking behind the pretty facade. Easter is a cover-up for the greatest fraud of all time, a calendar change which hides the true day of the resurrection and the true seventh-day Sabbath. As the years passed and the first Christians died, paganism began to corrupt the once pure faith. The church in Rome, greedy of ever greater power, sought ways to increase her influence.
The pagans to nominal Christianity, Rome, suing its usual policy, took measures to get the Christian and pagan festivals amalgamated. And by a complicated but skillful adjustment of the calendar, it was found no difficult matter in general to get paganism and Christianity, now far sunk in idolatry, in this as in so many other things, to shake hands. This change of the calendar in regard to Easter was attended with momentous consequences. It brought into the church the grossest corruption and the rankest superstition.
How does the video I put up talking about April Fool's Day being the actual beginning of the year? They've changed the entire calendar on us, and every year on April 1st,
I've also heard that before, and I've played videos that have talked about that before.
Remember this? Yeah, it's all starting to make sense now, correct?
Also changed the date of worship. This is admitted by Roman Catholics who point to it as the sign of their authority.
Sunday is purely a creation of the Catholic Church. The Protestants deem it their duty to keep the Sunday holy. Why? Because the Catholic Church tells them to do so.
Really?
I have no other reason.
Run out, Cream. Come here. Come here, Cream.
Honest to state,
Was the Catholic Church which made the law, obliging us to keep Sunday holy. The Church made this law long after the Bible was written. The law is not in the Bible. The Catholic Church abolished not only the Sabbath.
Yes, there's
but
kitties
all
in
the
there.
festivals.
Festival, which was
They're very noisy too. And yes, we are going to get rid of them. We're not keeping them.
Century AD, there had been a divergence of opinion about the date for celebrating the Paschal, Easter, anniversary of the Lord's Passion, death, burial, and resurrection. The most ancient practice appears to have been to observe the 14th, Passover date, 15th and 16th days of the lunar month, regardless of the day of the Julian week these dates might fall on from year to year. The bishops of Rome, desirous of enhancing the observance of Sunday as a church festival, ruled that the annual celebration should always be held on the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday following the 14th day of the lunar month. This conflict lasted almost 2 centuries until the Emperor Constantine intervened in behalf of
What
the
are you doing?
who toward the other group. Passover versus
We're not really sure.
the only way to
Well, I gotta.
is to use the biblical calendar. Moon.
I've been getting them out once in a while and putting them on the bed for a little bit. But I can't leave them up there.
As you very well know, many of us actually do follow the moon, its phases and its movements in the sky when it is visible. You see what I mean? Exactly. But I digress.
Here is the real significance of Easter. Sunday is kept as a day of worship because of Easter Sunday. It is claimed that the Savior was resurrected then. Consequently, it is assumed that the day before Easter Sunday, Saturday, is the seventh-day Sabbath. Worship on Saturday rather than the biblical seventh-day Sabbath. However, scholars admit that the calendar in use for worship today is not the same as was used in Bible times.
Yep.
The new moon is still, and the Sabbath originally was, dependent upon the lunar cycle.
Like to the extreme persecution following the Council of Nicaea's decision to set aside Jewish time calculation as the reason for why they no longer use the biblical calendar.
Obviously, the new moon and the new year by the arrival of spring can only be done by the Synhedron. In the time of Hillel II, 4th century CE, the Romans prohibited this practice.
And that's exactly why my channel is in a constant state of censorship, because months ago I brought you all this information about the Noahide laws and the Sanhedrin. This is exactly why certain channels, this new ad revenue deal is nothing new. They have been censoring my channel for well over a year. I am in good standing and have been for over a month, yet I'm still not allowed to live stream because I put information like this up, and they do not like this one bit. And I'm going to continue doing it until I'm totally unable
Show you my
to
artwork.
put videos up on YouTube. but I digress.
I totally believe it.
Friend was to his parents' dog.
Sorry, guys, I haven't been talking too much. All right, this is my little artwork. Oh no, you can't see it. Here.
Was to be rendered altogether independent of the Jewish calendar. Emperor Constantine stated, "For it is unbecoming beyond measure that on this holiest of festivals we should follow the custom of the Jews. Henceforward, let us have nothing in common with this odious people. Our Savior has shown us another path.
Mostly permanent.
The Jews were able to boast that we are not in a position to celebrate the Passover without the aid of their rules or time
Layout.
The truth is, Easter is a farm.
Or farm and full homestead.
This has always been applicable in all celebrating fertility. It was substituted.
All right.
Century when the Church of Rome decided to
Now,
set aside Hebrew calculation of time.
You know, that is true. He died on Passover because the Last Supper was the night before Passover. I'm gonna write this down. No, thank you.
And this is exactly why I continue to put up videos. This video right here was put up months ago, and it was explaining how Trump will usher in the 7 Noahide laws. And I was directly referring to the Sanhedrin. We have been fooled. The calendar has been changed. The Vatican is the enemy. Richie from Boston, like, share, subscribe, or don't. Go paint some Easter eggs. I'm out.
In modern Jewish history, and it begins with 3 words. Dear Lord Rothschild.
Dear Lord Rothschild, I have much pleasure in conveying to you, on behalf of His Majesty's government, the following declaration of sympathy with Jewish Zionist aspirations, which has been submitted to and approved by the Cabinet.
Why was it that this letter was sent by the Foreign Secretary to your great uncle Walter?
It's an interesting question because it was primarily a movement from Eastern Europe, but they didn't clarify who.
We got one more on Richie from Boston, and then we'll talk some.
The next moment unfolds near a cemetery outside Pokrovsk, where a Russian soldier is seen running in panic across the graves and broken pathways. He moves quickly toward an
So what do you all have to do
the Ukrainian
to start to get ready
the distance and intercepts his path?
to be self-sufficient?
Strike, the soldier appears injured
Let me know.
and collapses onto the ground. Seconds later, another Ukrainian drone arrives overhead and releases ammunition at the same position. In a final moment, the soldier raises a single finger toward the drone in a defiant gesture. The aircraft responds with another drop, disabling the position and ending the encounter under aerial observation.
So if you wouldn't mind speaking a little bit to drones, obviously you have some very unique experience. Tell us about what we're looking at here and some of the common ones you will encounter.
Yeah, so this is a pretty typical 7-inch FPV. These unloaded will go about 60 miles an hour on average, depending on the components that you use. These days we're seeing.
Sorry, I'm looking for something, guys.
The carry a pretty standard RPG that been penetrating.
Okay.
What's the speed that you're seeing on the 10 and 15 inch?
It's about the same.
Where are my toothpicks?
Oh, terrifying.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a long video, and if you plan on enduring to the end, you need to watch this video. At the end, I'll leave you some resources that you can reach out to
Where
give
are my
the,
toothpicks?
even the odds a little bit, but we're gonna go back 10 years starting right now.
This is a video I put out at the beginning of the year, a long time ago. And you know what I was talking about?
Cat, you
I was talking about slaughter bots a long time ago. And it's
Sorry,
funny
guys.
because
Man,
every
Cat,
time
you
do
read.
something like this, it's a conspiracy theory. You're a nutter. You're a tinfoil hat wearing person. I explained to you back in January what these things were, what their intentions were, and how soon they were coming. And then, oddly enough, this occurs. Now that actual professors are mimicking the same thing that I've already told you almost a year ago, now people are paying attention. The sad part about this is they don't show this until it's too late. Do you know what I'm saying? I understand that these guys want everybody to get together and go over to their website and add your names to the list and all this stuff. Since when has adding our name to a list done one single solitary thing? These bots are the locust from the pit. It's pretty much all there is to it. And again, I can't help but notice that I told you about this a year ago. This is old news. I was talking about this before it was even on anybody's
He's looking for
radar.
something between my tooth and I don't see
Can I
anything.
show you on this website or on this YouTube platform
Yeah,
or in any of my videos or anything, all goes right back to the scientific papers. I'm not pulling this stuff out of thin blue sky. I'm showing you patents. I'm showing you their intentions. I'm using their own words, and people don't seem to understand it until they finally see a professor or somebody wearing a white lab coat talking about it. You know what I mean? And it makes me sad. Are slaughter bots coming? Slaughter bots are here.
Customer pilots directed almost 3,000 precision strikes last year. We're super proud of it. It allows you to separate the bad guys from the good. It's a big deal. But we have something much bigger. Your kids probably have one of these, right? Not quite. Hell of a pilot? No. That skill is all AI. It's flying itself. Its processor can react 100 times faster than a human. The stochastic motion is an anti-sniper feature. Just like any mobile device these days, it has cameras and sensors, and just like your phones and social media apps, it does facial recognition. Inside here is 3 grams of shaped explosive. This is how it works. You see that? That little bang is enough to penetrate the skull and destroy the contents. They used to say guns don't kill people. People do. Well, people don't. They get emotional, disobey orders, aim high. Let's watch the weapons make the decisions. Now, trust me, these were all bad guys.
Okay.
Now, that is an airstrike of surgical precision. It's one of a range of products. Trained as a team, they can penetrate buildings, cars, trains, evade people, bullets, pretty much any countermeasure. They cannot be stopped. Now, I said this was big. Why? Because we are thinking big. Watch. $25 million order now buys this. Enough to kill.
You know what? Instead of a breezeway.
Nuclear is obsolete. Take out your entire enemy, virtually risk-free. Just characterize him, release the swarm, rest easy. These are available today. We have a distribution network taking orders from military, law enforcement, and specialist clients.
The nation is still recovering from yesterday's incident, which officials are describing as some kind of automated attack, which killed 11 U.S. senators at the Capitol building.
It's from everywhere, but attacked just one side of the aisle. It was chaos. People were screaming.
You can see high windows, very small, precisely punctured to gain entry to the building.
What did you do today? I just did what I could for a while. Things weren't even interested in me. They're just buzzing.
Government sources admit the intelligence community has no idea who perpetrated the attack, nor whether it was a state, group, or even a single individual.
So if we can't defend ourselves, then we strike back.
We are investing very heavily
Side
defense
projects. I'll talk to you guys about that in a minute.
Deterrence like our nuclear deterrence. Pile in the millions, the billions.
At key facilities. The New York Stock Exchange, Wall Street. Well, we wish we had boots on the ground in every community in this country, but we don't.
Ollie?
Yes, sorry.
Ollie, oh, hi. Hi, Ollie, honey. How's Edinburgh today? How are all your studies going?
Good. Great.
Oh, great. Hey, aren't we doing a video call today?
Kind of with people, so,
Oh, well, come on, Oliver, put her on.
Oh, no, it's not like that.
Well, listen, I see some photos here with somebody. I can see lots of likes and what's that? It's on your mom. John, this is my stuff in the military. What is this video right here? Oh, no, I'm not going to click on it. It's this human rights thing on oppression or whatever. Honey,
Get
I'm not
off
going
it.
to apologize.
Get
Sorry,
off
I
it.
can tell you, Mom.
Safe here, just like you said it would be.
Police are not saying this morning what prompted the alert.
Claim relaxing firearm legislation would be useless against the so-called slaughter bots.
Just to stay away from crowds. When indoors, keep windows covered with shutters.
Protect your family. Stay inside. Authorities are still struggling to make sense of an attack on university campuses worldwide, which targeted some students and not others. The search for a motive is apparently turning to social media, and a video shared by the victims exposing corruption at the height.
It's often surprising. Weapons took away the expense, danger, and risk of waging war. And now we can't afford to challenge anyone, really. It's not even the smallest fringe group or a crank.
Who could have done this?
Anyone.
Dumb weapons drop where you point them. Smart weapons consume data. When you can find your enemy using data, even by a hashtag, you can target an evil ideology right where it starts.
Before I close off the video, I will get the kittens out so you guys can see them. They know what's wrong.
It suddenly loses balance, and both soldiers fall onto the ground.
It's not showing how long.
Mid-second, the Ukrainian drone appears overhead and begins closing the distance. Startled by the approaching aircraft, the two soldiers scramble toward a damaged civilian car nearby, using the wreck as temporary cover. As the drone continues to circle closer, they move anxiously around the vehicle, attempting to keep it between themselves and the aircraft. From above, the drone maintains steady tracking and follows their movements closely. The tense standoff continues as both soldiers repeatedly reposition in an effort to avoid exposure. Eventually, one of them begins to slow down.
It's not showing me how long I've been on.
Losing coordination while moving around the car. At that moment,
That's,
the drone adjusts
oh yeah, it is. It's right there. They just moved it. I don't like that.
If you can go out years ago and buy yourself a GPS guided heat seeking handheld drone for under $1,000, just imagine what they have. Just imagine what they have. This right here should be incredibly sobering to anybody watching this, because this is technology that is old. They're breaking out the AI on us right now. Exactly like myself. In 1968, so many other channels that were talking about this years before anybody knew what it was. It's already here. So it's everywhere, and there's a reason for it.
Where
we're live with Brett Hauer on the line, where police are now confirming a ground shooting at a polling station. The line is dead.
Right.
Brett, local PD are saying a suspicious device may have been discovered.
4.
Could this be
24 apple trees? Really? We'll see. Alright, now I want 2 Portland. I'm just gonna go 2 really for this. Oh. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
Reports continue to remain in the across the world.
7.
Everybody was dancing and you're fucking people.
Gotta get ready, guys.
No. Killer robots marching down the street? That can't happen. These are professional munitions, and they aren't just going to fall into the hands of bad guys.
We're building really robust procedures.
Whole constellation of products at the trade show this year. This is an industry energized by last year's successes.
Devices apparently hunted down and killed soldiers who are regrouping after fleeing the battlefield.
Of course, they can't target kids in the street. They are hard-coded to target men in the battle space. That's
surely you mean men and women.
Well, I should be able to get those down that way.
Purely a military device for confronting military aggression. Nobody is endorsing a civilian application.
And then the pear trees. We'll go to pear trees. 2, 4, 6.
Bomb would drop maybe on a crowded tented area, and then the drones would come down and.
You know, if this is the case, I mean, those very well could represent the locusts from the pit. If that's the case, be ready.
Feel because you can't unsee what you've seen, but being able to share that with us really helps us hold legislators particularly to account. So we do appreciate the time that you're making for us today. Thank you.
So the drones would come down and pick off civilians, children. We had description after description. This is not, an occasional thing. This was day after day after day, operating on children. We'd say I was lying on the ground after a bomb had dropped, and this quadcopter came down and hovered over me and shot me. So that's clearly a deliberate act, and it's a persistent act, persistent targeting of civilians day after day. We had one or two mass casualty.
What are you typically putting on those? Is it actual manufactured explosives or?
Yeah, so the Ukrainians are basically cannibalizing standard munitions and repackaging them so that they can be put on different drones. So we'll see everything from like traditional explosives to barracks to Tannerite, everything that goes up.
Now, we're talking about FPVs here. When it comes to like your hovering, like Mavic drones, like is there a lot of drops still being done, or is it primarily FPVs?
No, drops haven't been a thing for a while, partially because DJI is very easily jammable. They only operate on 2.4 and 5 gigahertz for the most part. So it's very easy to counter those with EW.
Okay, makes sense. Well,
Jeez.
that sucks.
Laying on top of the plate ball.
Can you imagine waiting until like 30 meters with a shotgun?
It wasn't very close to the house, but it actually wouldn't be. Go see Mama. That would be the first 10 pine trees. I'm gonna work really hard to get Aaron his pine trees.
Leading science.
Get our fruit trees.
Regional powers, as they hope to flip up their neighbors' nuclear programs.
Se cree que el ataque fue llevado a cabo por los robots.
To design obstacles, you're dropping in doubles. We are getting more lethal, more versatile, more affordable, and so we can empower more customers.
Regime change without the $1 billion spent for the body bags.
A real lift to the smallest armies.
Legitimate armies, though?
Well, sure, but who are we to decide who they are?
You know,
And now we're going to cross the UN, where we're told the treaty has not been signed.
Generations before us thought that future
What?
wars would be fought with toxic chemicals and infectious germs. They thought our landscapes would be littered with unexploded landmines.
What?
It seemed inevitable we were on a course to mass produce a new class of merciless autonomous weapons which use algorithms to decide who to kill. We knew the dangers, but we thought we had no choice. Because we thought our enemies were
Dang
too
it!
inhuman to respect innocent lives. We thought if we didn't, they would. Each time we feared the worst,
very well could be in the tribulation period already. Something I've actually thought that we were to begin with. Could be the locust in the pit. Sense. Get ready, guys. I'm telling you, get ready. Get ready.
They're coming my direction fast. I'm kind of glad you did it today. Run! My last mic.
Yeah, this is a much better depiction because even though
a lot of things at this point on drones, I think we've learned some pretty good things. The shotguns definitely work. I would say the 5.56 drone round, I really can't argue against this thing. It just doesn't work. Please, gentlemen, you have a lot more experience than I do countering drones.
Spell it wrong.
Did you have
As far as like just like user operation, right? So like you can delve into the obvious things like how comfortable it is not having a secondary primary on your body. It's a lot less stress. It's a lot easier, especially when you're bouncing around inside of a truck. If I had this 416 slapping me in the face, and it's hard. It makes your job harder to do. And the fact that I can reliably strike targets, like we had 100% success rate.
Yeah.
On the other side, behind the screen, behind the goggles as a pilot, you guys have a much higher success rate against us than we do shooting drones out of the sky. And that you see much more footage come out of drones impacting vehicles than you see the glory footage of people shooting drones out of the sky.
The next
fact that we come out here, we have I don't know if you've ever shot drones out of the back of a truck before.
Yeah.
So I haven't. Yeah. So we have me and you and a guy that has no experience shooting at drones, and we can have 100% hit rate is incredible.
You heard the boys over at Garand Thumb. Apparently, a shotgun works okay, but a 5.56 with a drone killer round in it has 100% effective rate on a.
So I think what I'll do is I'll do the cherry trees.
Depending on what the county.
I can't hardly.
Years ago, we're seeing them being used.
We'll do
terrifying effect. And the fact that Elon Musk's brother is invested in these, the fact that Donald Trump's son is invested in these, that should give you a big warning. And if you recall, the person that I had that was sending me the information, Trump did authorize 30,000 and then another 30,000 hunter-killer drones for use in America. There's a reason for that. You see what I'm saying? Understand this well. For whatever reason, Israel and America need to be destroyed.
How many?
At the same time. In order for them to bring back their Mashiach on October 2nd, 2027. I don't understand all the semantics of it, but it is what it is. But here's what I found. If you're planning on enduring to the end, these are the sources that I found. You can look further or don't.
We gotta be at least 15 feet, so. Okay.
Time will tell on their power minds. Maybe they want just
Probably put together cherry tree right there. Just so the cherry trees are all together. Okay.
Darkness will stop turning.
I know, okay.
No more warpings of the power.
Well, Father God,
Day of judgment, God is calling.
just give it all to you in Jesus' name.
Underneath the war pigs crawling, begging.
The last couple of weeks have been stressful in the.
Okay, so I don't think That's an amazing channel. I love their stuff. I'm gonna put this one on real quick while I'm working on this.
Breaking news. A shelter-in-place order has been issued, and one of the key refineries has been destroyed, has been exploded. So let's get into all the details here. Lots of big stuff going on every single day. You guys can see here a shelter-in-place order was issued in Colorado Springs earlier today. You can see this is from the Colorado Springs Police Department. It says a shelter in place has been issued for residents 1 block
That is for the
Penrose main hospital between East Jackson Street and East Van Buren Street, between North Cascade Avenue and North Nevada Avenue. So this is the Common Spirit Penrose main branch hospital that's in Colorado Springs. You can see now, this was posted earlier today. It says happening now. CSPD is currently investigating a potential bomb threat at Penrose Hospital on North Nevada Avenue. The hospital is currently on lockdown while our investigation takes place. CSPD asked community members to avoid the area. Media is asked to stage at the corner of North Cascades Avenue and East Madison Street on the southeast corner. Updates will be provided as appropriate. So we've seen a lot of stuff going on with hospitals as well. We saw a major cyber attack on a northeastern hospital right outside of Boston, Massachusetts. And we saw a big fire at a hospital right outside of Los Angeles, California as well, a couple days too. And we've seen these bomb threats at U.S. military bases. There's been a dozen of them over the past month that I've reported on. So who's doing this stuff? What's going on? Why are they doing this? And why does this seem to be increasing in frequency of these bomb threats? Have they seen what the response is? There was actually people arrested for the bomb threats to MacDill Air Force Base, and they were actually Chinese nationals, or their parents were actually, and they were born here, and they've gone back and forth from here to China. They went to China right after placing explosives at MacDill. So something's going on with our infrastructure, and you can see here as well another hit, massive Dos Bocas fire adds refining risk. Mexico's flagship refinery stays below capacity, right? So this is like the main refinery that Mexico likes to tout as its flagship refinery. And you can see here Pemex has reported that there was a massive fire and explosion, and all emergency services in the area are responding. This is at the Olmeco
We're planning on getting 40 pints
refinery. And you can see here some video coming out. Right?
It's going to be $400.
Massive fire from this refinery. All right. And this produces over 300,000 barrels per day of refining capacity for Mexico. It's literally their main refinery that they built so they wouldn't be so dependent on foreign refined products, right? They're still dependent on imported products that need refined still, but they could at least refine their own products, but that capacity has been taken offline, all right? So this will probably take weeks, maybe months to get back to.
All right. I'm just going to pause this because we've already been on here for over an hour. Mandy, I don't know if you're going to be able to get back on or not. I promise this whole thing wasn't supposed to be boring. One of the things I wanted to talk about, like the whole thing with the full spectrum, when I first pulled that up, the one that he did tonight prompted me to do the live. We don't have a lot of time, you guys. We really don't. So you're going to have to work on getting those gardens started, you know, planned out, getting your homesteads planned out. I don't dare squish that around in my teeth. It's too cold now. All right. So I did upload the video. See if I can pull it up. Give you guys babies. I shouldn't do that. Okay. So this is it right here. I think I am gonna do a live tonight. I was thinking about doing it. Hey guys. All right. Base Force Farm and Homestead here. Got some things figured out. I think I am gonna do a live tonight. I was thinking about doing it Sunday. I don't know. I thought I do it Sunday. I really want to do a video, but I need to spend some time gridding out because I figured out some things again. I will turn the camera around. So there's Nebula. There's our baby girl. So happy. She got to go for a ride today. Go to the park. She got sick in the van though. But I prepared because she's done that before, so I put cardboard and garbage bags down in the van. I hooked her to the trailer so I could easily walk around kind of okay, we'll put the pear trees down this way. Just a little, not just a little bit. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. Here, obviously, there's our trailer, which is still going to be our storefront. So I'm trying to think. Like, me and Scott were discussing, like, literally just staying with the house or in the house completely. I mean, not coming out right. Obviously, we're staying in the house right now. Not what I meant. We were thinking about just continuing to live in the house, just, you know, fix it up, that kind of thing. We're still going to fix the house. But, you know, we were going to just like, no, we're not going to do the Amish cabin because of the money and that. I mean, it is going to be money. I'm still going to look into it. However, I think what I'll do is I'm going to have it put out here. And I'm thinking about a 14 by 40 instead of a 14 by 60. Hopefully, I can still have the two 8-foot lofts. In between the trailer and the house, I think I'd have Amish cabin put like right about here. Right here, I need this stuff. Really? Like right about here, across, and we'll build a breezeway. We'll knock out that part of the bathroom and that trailer and make an entryway into the breezeway of the house. And, you know, make it to where we can enter from the house into the store. But I got to figure out how to make it to where I can actually lock that door. Okay, you can lock it, but I don't have a key. So I got to figure out how to, like, get a lock for it. Or replace the door. This trailer needs so much work. I'm actually considering getting a new trailer or a different trailer, not a new one. That would cost too much. I think what I figured, and I'm gonna grid it out to see what it looks like on grid. And I'm thinking of a 14 by 40, putting it right here. So this would be the house, the storefront, and then Nebula's play area. I'm gonna put like over in that area, kind of, not over where all the junk is at, like kind of right over here close. This area right here is the garden. It's where the garden's gonna be, like right there. The other spot. Garden. I haven't done this before, garden. But straight up, I'm really excited about this. A big garden. Obviously, and then from here, from where those are, I'll build a greenhouse out here. And right here. Right in here. Would be more over here. Yeah, because that's the, yeah. Because we'll do the greenhouse from there on out. I mean, it wouldn't go down the whole way. Looking at me. Here she is. But we'll do the outdoor kitchen right here. And I think on this side of the outdoor kitchen, because the outdoor kitchen doesn't have to be very big, but on that side, we'll do the smokehouse. Because back there will be room for whatever else. Maybe a medicinal garden or something. See people coming on this property. Get sick and tired of that crap. Oh, there's like lots of water out here. Good thing. Yeah. This would be the greenhouse area. Right here. Right in through here would be the greenhouse. And we have 10 pallets, by the way. 11 if you count the one that's out there. Which will bring all that stuff this way. Because now, what we'll do with that out there, we'll clear out all the junk. And we should definitely have room for the feeder pigs and the dairy cow. And I think what I would do for Dexter, because they're smaller, they're a lot easier to handle than a full-size dairy cow, which is what we want. I haven't got everything else figured out, but yeah, like the house right there, from there with a breezeway in between, a 14 by 40, so it wouldn't go down too far. And then this is the garden. Fabulous play area right in there, closer to the garden area. The goats will still be over there. That's the backside of the old chicken yard. But the goats will be over in there. No, the old pallets will not be used for that. Plow right through. And then the greenhouse on the other side of the garden. And from like here to over there, so it's going to be a decent sized greenhouse. And the outdoor kitchen on the other side of the greenhouse. Making it close to the garden. And the greenhouse, of course. It'll be in close proximity to everything. Plus, be able to build a chicken tractor and put it out here, which I think would be absolutely amazing. Shed, building one, and using that shed for processing our own meat chickens. Quail. Rabbits, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to go ahead and do the rabbits, the meat rabbits, as well as the, like selling the babies for the business. And yeah, and then on the other side of the outdoor kitchen, the smokehouse. But it would be better than taking a wood saw. Anxious about that. Not anxious, but anyway, really like the idea. Clean up the granary, the workshop, we'll have to cover the back of the granary to use for the wood, like to the far side, the hole in the back of that right there. The left side of the hole in the granary, there's an area where my grandpa used to store oats for the sheep. We could use that to store wood, but we've got to cover that hole. We need the wood. I would build that wood stove, the wood cook area for the outdoor kitchen, and then we would need a wood cook stove for the house. And I will help make sure the house itself has a wood cook stove because off-grid. And I will also have to make sure I start getting rainwater collection barrels. And then I'll just, do the research and pipe the water into our house. And the trailer, I'm actually, like I said, I'm very seriously considering getting a new trailer, a different trailer, a better one. Because that one's just falling apart. It really is. Guys, there's soaps available. We have cleaning wipes. I'll take you guys in the trailer and show you. I've been wanting to do this video. We have quite a bit of merchandise right now. Hang on. Sorry, put my dog right. I'm good. I don't know if she got up or not. I don't know if you understood me or not, but as long as Nebula stays put, I'm good. Those tires we're going to use to build a play area for the goats. It's going to be part of it. I actually wanted to see something real quick. Trying to figure out what this is. Hi, Nebula! She's so funny. I love her, I do. She is really some of these boots. Well, tennis strap as long as it's boots and not a body. And with 10, I'm really not kidding. With 10, you never know. Oh, it's part of an old couch. Stupid Tim. He's a moron. Like, literally. See, I'm actually thinking, like, we could use these actually for rainwater collection. Clean them out. This would actually be. I think this has just had water in it. Yeah, just water. So this is actually a really good rainwater collection.
Should be able to bring in a row.
Now, I thought I saw a piece of wood out here that I could use, but I mean, this is a great start, honestly. He's a complete moron. And a bunch of water. Ew, I just saw spiders. Gross. Here's one rainwater collection barrel. I have the one tank.
I could start these here.
I could probably use that right there. I have to clean that out.
4, 6, 8.
But yeah, it's rainwater collection barrels and
12.
The piping and everything, and pipe the water in
16,
the house.
20, including
New
the apricot and the peach trees.
Really like the idea of that. Because that does give air in the house, but we can still help, like, get it fixed and everything. 11, of course. We're gonna go in the trailer, and I'll show you guys what we've got. I'm gonna leave her outside for a minute. Yeah, the granary and fix up the clean out the granary, fix the hole in the back, and use that for the woodshed workshop. And that was one less thing we would have to build. All right.
I'll show you the grid in just a second.
Oh, goodness. Set you guys up here for a second. Look around.
What are you doing?
Alright, I'm able to get towards the table here.
Hey! Quit.
Whew. Right here. These are the soaps. Right there. Peppermint charcoal detox bars. The sweatshirt that I'm selling. There's one mug out here. I have to finish the other one. I did give one to Chloe and Zach, but I'm gonna pay the store for that. I did make the cleaning wipes. Here, let me. There we go. Yeah, there's the soaps. I made the cleaning wipes. See? Homemade disinfectant wipes, 70% rubbing alcohol, water, 2 tablespoons of lemon dish soap. That one's the full-size sheets. This one is the half. And then this one is the quarter size sheets. This is $15 for the set. And you will want the set because, you know, the full size is for bigger surfaces and your half size are kind of like medium surfaces and your quarter size.
We're not going to play the whole thing.
So
play by half of it. All right. So right now I'm working on my new grid. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, I'm gonna put 12 peach tree right here. That should be all right. Okay, so I should be able to get away with putting trees in between the cabin and the garden. I don't know if I want to do that. You know, I gotta do raised garden beds out there anyway. So we have 4 apricot trees and 4 nectarine, or that's what I have written down. So I should be able to get those in between the house and the garden. I farted. Apricot.
Okay. There's those. Now, the other thing, this is going to be like Nebula's play area out here. She's wore out. I took her in the van today on a ride into Mason to the park. So she's wore out. So, what do we have left? We have plum trees left, and that's it. 8, 10, 12 plum trees. Greenhouse is going to be near the house. All right. Greenhouse is actually gonna be next to the house. Okay, so out further. Really? All right, trying to get this figured out, you guys. I'll show you in a second. You guys. All right, how many pine trees do we have? Excuse me. 1, 2, 3. 15. So we have 15. So when I start here with that, pine, 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 pine. So that's 20. So that's 25. Are you kidding me? 9. That'll be 30. 30 of the pine trees. Okay, so out here, bring it in a little bit, and we're gonna go plum. Six, 7. And then that would be all our fruit trees. That will be all of our fruit trees. All right, so I'll show you what I'm doing. All right, so Faithful's Farm and Homestead. New and mostly permanent layout for farm and full homestead. All right, so here we go. Now, what I was saying on the video, our trailer there. I think instead of a breezeway, I'm going to do like a small greenhouse breezeway kind of thing. Amish cabin, a 14 by 40. Nebulous play area right here. Garden, all raised beds. All right, so this is what we're going to do. Apple trees. Hopefully we can get all 12. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hopefully we can get all 12 right there. And then these are all pine trees. Well, out there. I'll get to that in a minute. Pear trees, I'm going to line up from, or to square this off. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 pear trees right there. Cherry trees, we've already got the 2, the Royal Anne. Right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 more cherry trees. So we'll have 14. If I can get them all, we'll have 14. All right. And then right here, 4 apricot trees, 4 nectarine trees. Now, this is the piece in between the house and the property line. Meaning the new house and the property line. So, pine trees. And I want to do 40 pine trees. This will give Aaron the windbreak that he's talking about. And then the peach trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 peach trees plus the Alberta one out there. So we'll have 13 of those. All right. Greenhouse. Greenhouse right here. Come on. I hate this stupid thing. Greenhouse. Outdoor kitchen. Okay. Smokehouse. In between here is going to be the fruit bushes. Come over here. This will be the other side of the garden, greenhouse, and outdoor kitchen. And then more pine trees. This would make 30. And then plum trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we'll end up with 13 plum trees. Which means out that way, we don't put an Amish cabin out there. That means we should have room for feeder pigs and a dairy cow. But as I said on the video, which I think I'll link that video to this one, and you guys make sure you watch it. The dairy cow, if I do it this way, that I would go for is called a Dexter. It's a lot smaller, maybe. It's a lot smaller. I think I would go with the feeder pigs out here. Big. Really. Babies. I would be able to do the feeder pigs out there along with the Dexter dairy cow. Now, I might be able to use part of the barn for that right now. I mean, obviously, I don't have the money to get, or the resources right now to get a dairy cow. Or a feeder pig, but okay. And then we could go pasture out here. And then I think out here, I would do. I ended up doing like the duck house right here. Yes, I'm considering doing a separate building because videos I've been watching and research I've been doing has said that a lot of the time chickens won't lay very well if there's ducks in the house with them. So, if they're forced to share their house with ducks, a lot of the time they won't lay. What? What out, Cream? Oh. What out, baby? Come on, Cream. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come here. Oh, I showed you guys off. Come here. Come here. I'm going to show them off. And yes, we are going to get rid of them. They are very cute. Oh, it's okay, honey. Oh. I named this one Latte. Lily. Come here, sweetie. Come here. Come here. It's okay. Come on. Come here. Come on, Latte. Come here. Oh, come here. Latte, come here, sweetheart. Oh, you know you're scared. It's okay. This one's Latte. I'm gonna have to let him up on the bed after I get done with the video. After I move the stuff again. Oh my goodness! Oh, I know, honey. It's hey. What's up? I don't like being up so high. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this open. Come here. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Come on. Come on. I might put the playpen up for the night and put you guys back in the tote. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. They're scared. Hey, this one's name is Noisy. As you can see why. It's okay. They're a little scared. They're still at that stage. They don't like to be up real high. It scares them. Come here, come here, come here, come here, sweetie. Yeah, that one's Noisy. Oh, it's okay. Oh. Come here. I don't want you crawling up. I'm crawling on the floor, sweetie. Come here, come here, come here. Come here, come here. Hey. Let go. Get down. All right, okay. All right, you're insistent. Hey. Let go, sweetie. Come here. This one is Munchkin. See, that one's Munchkin. Your eyes are still, no, they're not too bad. Munchkin. I'm gonna do something. Get in there. Show you guys the other choices. You stop it. Patches, you went out. Go on. Play with the other babies. They're very noisy. You guys get to see what I'm doing. I think I might be able to fold this. Babies! My goodness! Where's the other toy? I wonder where it went. I mean, this is clean. I think I'll just use this because it is clean. Babies. No. The playpen is going to be their little play area during the day. All right, guys. You guys get to see the other kitties. Yeah. There's Latte. He looks like cream. Here's Noisy. He looks like Patches. Here's Munchkin. She looks like the calico one out there. My little cupcake. They're noisy. This one's a very orange baby. This one's Garfield. I'm going to show you Garfield more. Okay. Here's Garfield. Here's Garfield. They're very noisy. Hi, Mom. I might just try feeding you guys the wet food tonight. Where'd you go? Come here. Oh. You're so playful. You're so cute. This one's Cuddles. This is Cuddles. They're so noisy. Open soft. And we'll, yeah. How do I just put this up here? I don't know where to put this. Because it has the blanket in it. It's not gonna totally fold properly. I guess that's a blanket up here. You guys, my goodness. They're so noisy. Okay, there's that. And there's that. Now you got to see the babies. You guys are so noisy. Oh my goodness. Why are you so noisy? They're so noisy. Anyway, but oh gosh, it's after 2 hours. My gosh. Yeah. All right. I think I'm gonna get off from here because I did not mean for it to be over 2 hours. It was supposed to be like a small kind of emergency one, but I kind of got into I got off on things, so. I swallowed wrong again. Oh, I am tired. I'm ready to go to bed. Okay. Ugh, dang it. I hate it when I do that. So, I'll do more videos as we go along, for sure. But I think this is what we're gonna stick with. Because I really like this idea. Turkeys and the guineas, I do believe we'll put in with the chickens, but I'm gonna have to extend the chicken house. But I'll get into that on another video. So I will see you guys in the next video. You guys take care, take it easy. Make sure you keep an eye on those subscriptions. Click on that notification bell. Make sure you like and share the videos. It's really important. Share them with everybody you know. Share them on all your platforms. Get ready, you guys, because things are going to get really tough, really difficult. Make sure you have those homesteading books. Get your garden started, your homesteads. Just get things in order. Get ready. Get your seeds. Just get ready. Get prepped. Get just the whole nine, okay? We've got to be ready to be self-sufficient. So I will see you guys in the next video. Do your research. That's really important. Like and share the videos. And just get ready. Do that research. Get those books. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. They moved things around and I couldn't find it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.